You know, he's never thrown an interception against the Bears in his career, which is fantastic.
That's pretty amazing.
Absolutely fantastic, because they get the big one there for the Bears. They improved to 5-1. Bears fall to 3-3. Rodgers 22-5 versus the Bears. Second most wins versus the Bears. Brett Favre had 23. Improves to 14-6 versus rookie quarterback. Since week 1, 13 total touchdowns for Rodgers, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 interception this season entering Sunday. Justin Fields 2-2 as a starting quarterback. Next week versus Washington are the Packers, and the Bears will go at Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers. That game on CBS. The Packers cash out at the 5.5, and the under hits. 5th straight under hitting in a Bears game. All right, Green Bay Packers dominating the Chicago Bears once again. Not something that is out of the ordinary for the Packers, especially under Aaron Rodgers. What did you see from this game today that impressed you, Jamie, in terms of the Packers?
Well, I mean, for the Packers, you know, there was a little bit of a question, is A.J. Dillon maybe taking over a little bit for Aaron Jones? The way that I looked at it was A.J. Dillon stepping into the Jamal Williams role from a year ago. We saw last week 4 catches. He was certainly involved more in the passing game, 12 total touches each of the last 2 weeks. Now, he was involved again, 11 for 59 on the ground. He did have another couple catches, or a couple of opportunities in the passing game. No catch in this game. But Aaron Jones still the guy. 13 for 76, okay. But again, the passing game worked. 4 for 34 and a touchdown. He's fine. As long as he's healthy, you should have no concerns about Aaron Jones. And A.J. Dillon, a perfect stash candidate. What we like to say, a lottery ticket, just in case something ever happens to Aaron Jones. You'll be thrilled that A.J. Dillon's on your team.
One of the things I'm not thrilled about so far this season is the fact that Allen Robinson does not appear on any of these fantasy recaps because he's just been non-existent all season. I mean, he was a leading receiver today, 7 targets, 4 receptions, 53 yards, but is there an Allen Robinson problem? Are we continuing to discuss that?
There's a definite Allen Robinson problem. And Pete, we've talked about this a lot, that he's had so much success with bad quarterbacks. I mean, you think about the guys in Jacksonville. The highlight would be Blake Bortles, that 2015 season that he had, which was record-breaking, not just for Jacksonville, but for NFL purposes. And the guys he's had in Chicago with Andy Dalton and Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky, it's been bad for him. And we thought, okay, Justin Fields comes in, maybe things are going to get a lot better. It's gotten so much worse. And we are going to see, and you might want to pick him up. We're going to see him dropped in a lot of leagues, and understandably so.
Yeah, and Justin Fields had an okay day today. It wasn't awful. He threw a bad interception, but it was on 3rd down. It was long. It would have punted anyways. Then he threw another one that should have been an interception. They didn't review it in the back of the end zone, just trying to throw the ball out of the back of the end zone twice. And then he comes back and makes a couple really good throws to make it a 3-point game there. And that's where you want to see is a guy grow from his mistakes. And he looks like he understands how to grow from his mistakes. Some people ask me, like, should he run more? He ran 6 times for 43 yards. That's plenty. I mean, I don't think design runs are what they're going to get him for the long run. It's good.
But they should.
No.
Let him play free.
Let him play free, but don't call.
It doesn't have to be 20 runs, but I mean, somewhere probably closer to 10.
I don't mind him running when he's moving out of the pocket and bootlegging and all that stuff. If you get him outside the pocket, then you let him run. Yeah. But I don't like the design runs.
And we had, you know, no Damian Williams, David Montgomery on IR, so we don't know how long Damian Williams is going to be out. But Khalil Herbert looked really good. You know, 19 for 97 and a touchdown, over 5 yards per carry. Not a big role in the passing game, but that's not something we expected from him. So we don't know how long Damian Williams will be on the reserve COVID list because he did test positive. But if he's out again in week 8, we could see another situation where, week 7, because another situation where Khalil Herbert is going to be a very good fantasy option.
Yeah, and if you didn't get him this past week and he's still available in your league, is certainly a guy that is probably going to be one of the top waiver ads this week based on what we saw against the Packers. All right, well, a lot of the storylines from the NFL this week will be discussed on the Pick 6 podcast. Will Brinson and all the super friends giving you your daily fantasy fix. Download and follow wherever you get your podcast audio.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.